Greeting to all the students. Welcome to Global Online University. And here we are back with our NTA UGC NET Paper 2 2022 batch lecture. Now, you all are aware that we have started with Management Paper 2. And in that, we have completed the first unit, that is Management itself. And in this unit, in this lecture, we are going to see the topic on Unit 2, that is OB and HRM. We have completed the first lecture. The link will be there. Kindly check the link which is given in the description box. The lecture today we are going to conduct is on the topic human resource management models. Now, yes, as you all are aware, we have started this lecture series of management from 1st of Jan 2022 for paper 2. Now, why it is important that, or why it is necessary that you have to equally give attention to your paper 2, or what this Global Online University has to provide you for paper 2. So first of all, we'll be having a comprehensive, a journey which will be taking care of your all the topics, all the units, all the subtopics in the form of video lectures, and you'll be having 100 plus video lectures. Apart from this, just to keep you with a revision on a day-to-day basis, regular basis, we will also complete a Maha Marathon, which will be consisting of 100 plus MCQs. Now these Maha Marathons will help you in order to understand what type of questions are given, what type of questions can be asked, that is from your paper 2. So many a times it happens that your paper 1 preparation is such at the top, and you just try to do not give justification with your paper 2. So that care Global Online University will take with the help of this Maha Marathons. At the same time, notes will be provided to you, because this is the lectures which we are conducting. But after that, once you need to read the notes, so for that, again, you have a lot of difficulties from where to get the note, what to read, though everything is available on Google, but it is definitely not as per your syllabus pattern. So we will be providing you everything as per the syllabus pattern notes, which will be concise, which will be up to the mark. You just have to read those notes carefully, and then you have to start your preparation. You also will be getting a solve practice previous year question papers. Now, these previous year question papers will give you an idea about your questions, about the topics, about your preparation level. And once everything is done, we will be conducting a mock test revision after the syllabus is completion. So this will be really exactly a replica, a replica like your final examination. So this journey will come to an end with your mock test, and the mock test, it means your preparation is done, and just you need to keep on revising the things till your exams are in place. Now it may, like for example, we have this journey for 3 months. So in case if your exams falls in the month of June, still you have enough of time to cover everything and be ready for your exams. Validity of all this for B1 for 1 year, and the fees for this will be 5,000. Now with this, you have one privilege, is that you'll be getting paper, in case if you are exclusively enrolling for paper 2, you will be getting paper 1 free of cost. So that is one of the privilege you will be getting. Still, if you have any details, or if you want to have any other details with an query in your mind, you can please ping up on the given WhatsApp number. We are there to help you always. Now, let's quickly have a look at the syllabus, though we always, I always keep on saying that you should be very, very clear with your syllabus. So we are talking about the subject management for your paper 2, which is your code 17. In that, we are talking about unit 2. Actually, unit 2 is divided into 2 parts, that is OB and HRM. So right now we are doing what? We are doing HRM. So in HRM today, we are going to see the concept called as HRM models. So let's start the session for the day. So basically, what are these HRM models? So the features of HRM is popularly known as models. So they provide an analytical framework in order to study your human resource management. They provide the characterization of HRM, which establishes relationship of, which has to be researched. And there we are going to study 4 models. Along with this, we are going to study one more model where the questions can be expected. So when I'm teaching you the models, I will also tell you what type of questions can be expected. So let's focus now. So let's understand the first model, that is Forbin model. Then we have Harvard model. Then we have guest model. then we have Warwick model. And what these models, this models gives you the framework. We are going to see each and every model wise. This model validates the HRM practices. This models provide the characterization of HRM. This model helps to understand the significance of HR practices. So let's now have a look at all the models one by one. So first is your Forbin model. Now, this model emphasizes on 4 functions of management, that is selection, okay, which have their interrelatedness, that is selection, appraisal, reward, and organizational effectiveness. We'll go one by one. I'll just so that in case if okay, so this model emphasizes on 4 functions, that is selection, then we have appraisal, then we have development, and then we have rewards. Now the model is incomplete. This is the only thing in order to have organizational effectiveness. This model thinks that these are the 4 functions which has to be in place, in alignment. But then if you have noted well, the model is incomplete because it focuses only on 4 functions. In fact, if you remember in the last class, we have done so many functions of HRM. So what about those functions of and HRM? So it clearly says that those functions of HRM are being ignored. So the fact is that the model is very simple. It can serve as an heuristic framework. Now, what is the meaning of heuristic framework? It means, it talks about coming up something or building up something or framing up something in order to solve the problem. Instant solution, you can say, for explaining the nature and significance of HR activities. So now, if you get a question on this particular model, so there may be, the question can be, what are the 4 functions under Forbin model of HR? So in case if you have not learned the model itself, now you say 4 functions. So you will always remember, okay, functions of HR, I know. The question is not asking you functions of HRM. The question is asking you Forbin model functions of Forbin model functions of HR. So if you are not aware of the model, the questions definitely will be difficult to crack. So you should know the basic, and that's all. That is enough for you to keep in mind very well. So we know that there is one model called as Forbin model, which talks about what organizational effectiveness, but on the basis of what? On the basis of 4 functions. Which are they? Selection, appraisal, reward, development. We know what is selection, that is bringing the candidate. Appraisal, that is appraising the performance. Rewarding, it means if the performance is up to the mark, reward them. And development, it means to progress or to grow. These are only things, but rest of the things are ignored. And that's the reason this model was, incomplete. It was considered as incomplete. Now let's go to the next model. Our next model is something called as the Harvard model, which has 6 critical components. Now, what are those components? Stakeholders. Okay, sorry, here it is stakeholders, not stack. It is stakeholders, S-T-A-K-E, stakeholders. Now, what are the stakeholders? All those people who are directly or indirectly connected to an organization. It can be your shareholders, management, employees, creditors, daters, government, community, unions. Now, next you have as a critical component is human resource management. Then you have as human resource outcome. Then you have situational factors, and you have long-term consequences. Now let's have a look at this particular Harvard model in detail, in bit detail. So now what this Harvard model tells is that the stakeholders which are given to you, okay, the stakeholders recognize the trade-off now between the interest group and those of an employees. Like, for example, what does this mean? So it means that the stakeholders, that is the owners, you can say, the management, you can say, okay, if there are certain things which are not working as per the way it should work, which may, if ignored, can lead to conflict, can lead to unproductive situations. So these are the stakeholders who will recognize that, and they will this trade-off also exists among the different interest groups. So it is not only between the management and the employees, it can be between anyone. It can be between the society and the organization, between the government and the organization. So this is it is a very challenging thing to take care of it. So therefore the stakeholders are here to balance the things very well. Okay, so they will take care of this properly. At the same time, the situational factors. Now, the situational factors, it includes your workforce characteristics, the strategy of the business, the labor market, the technology, the social values. So definitely, these are also very important when we are dealing with, with the organization, when we are having any organization existing in particular, in particular. I mean to say country with all the situational factors. So based on this, I mean to say this model, if you see, earlier everything was, under control system. The control was only in the power of management. That's how the things used to flow. But this model talks more about commitment of the management towards the employees, towards the society, towards the, various factors. So this model, that is with the help of stakeholders and situational factors, they will take care of human resource management. They will definitely, they will ensure that the policies are best, the employees are properly influenced, they are rewarded properly. Why? So in order to get a proper outcome. Now these outcomes are in the form of commitment, as I said, competence, congruence. Now what do you mean by congruence? Congruence is nothing but a satisfaction which an employee get, after working in an organization. There are many reasons for that. Employees satisfied because of the culture, because of the fact, because of the I mean to say working conditions. So there are many such things. So satisfaction comes in the form, it is called as, it is one of the other theories. So in that they have role theory of leadership. There are different theories in which this topic they have said role theory. In that they have used this word congruence. That is nothing but it is satisfaction and cost effectiveness. So if you're working towards a proper commitment, definitely you are going to get all these things, in a best possible manner. And this will definitely, this will have a effect, I mean to say long term effect on not only on individual but also on the organization, also on the society. So now if you look at the model, suppose the question comes, what are the four, what are which of the outcome is not valid as per Harvard model? So there are only four C's, that is commitment, competence, congruence, and cost effectiveness, which is, which is odd man out. But before that, you should know what are the four outcomes, what are the six components. So this type of questions are very, very important. So see, you know very well that on our platform, irrespective, we have especially for UGC net, we are the only one who definitely provide the classes in English. So it becomes easier, because we are using that language which is a part of your examination. So you don't, this words will definitely keep on coming on your ears. And by listening to the videos or by making a handy notes or something, you will definitely ensure that you are relating your learning towards the understanding of examination, which is very, very, very important. So please ensure that when you are watching the video, you are fully concentrating. The videos are purposely made on one topic so that it does not becomes a burden on you, that sit, then take a gap, then come again, link everything. So we are just trying to make it trying to ensure that a topic with a complete productive understanding should be given to the students, and the students should definitely you know uh, know that at the end of the video he knows that topic very well. That's how the intention of the videos are. Yes, so we have completed the next model, that is Harvard model. Then going towards the guest model. Now yes, so the guest model is the one which is developed by David Guest. So this is, and it claims to be superior as compared to other models. So the model claims that, this model has emphasized, you can say, on the assumption that an HR manager has a specific strategies to begin with. So these are the strategies, if you can see the diagram, okay, to begin with, which demand certain practices and when executed will result into outcomes. These outcomes include behavioral related, financial related outcomes, performance related outcomes. So this model emphasizes on the logical sequence. So please remember, this is very, very important word. This is the sequence. So they may give you a question on, they will mess up the sequence and they will tell you to align the sequence as per given by David Guest. So for that, you should again know what is the sequence, which is very, very important. Okay. Now, when we talk about, yes, we just said that the sequence. Now, the sequence talk about HR strategy, HR practices, HR outcomes, behavioral outcomes, performance outcomes, as well as financial outcomes. Okay. So now let's see one by one. So when we talk about the first sequence, HR practices. So the practices of hiring the employees, training the employees, compensating the employees, and maintaining proper industrial relation. That is productive industrial relation. Then coming about with outcomes, that is in the form of commitment, in the form of quality, in the form of flexibility. This will result into different outcomes. That is, first, let us look at behavioral outcome, motivation, cooperation, and organizational citizenship. That is one of the behavior from behavior point of view. Performance point of view, positive and negative. So obviously the performance can be positive, negative. So when we talk about positive, it is productivity, it is innovation, quality. When we talk about negative, it is negativity in the form of low productivity, absenteeism, turnover. So people remaining absent, people leaving the organization every now and then, that is attrition rate or turnover, you can say. So all this will result into negative outcomes. Positive outcomes in the form of productivity and innovation, quality will be maintained. Not only this, financial outcome in the form of profit and return on investment. Now, next model we have is Warwick Model. Now, Warwick Model is the model which was developed by two researchers, that is Henry and Pettigrew of University of Warwick. That is, hence the name is called as Warwick Model. Like any other human resources model, the Warwick proposition centers the 5 elements. Now, what are they? The outer content, the inter content, the business strategy, the HRM content, and yes, and the HRM content, and sorry, that is HRM context. Okay, here just make a change, that is HRM context. Okay, so now when we say about outer context, so it or content, we call it as what? Macro environmental forces. Inner, it talks about micro. And when we talk about business strategy, that is the tactics, the way you can achieve your business goals. HRM that is context, when we say, and HRM content. Okay, so these are what? These are the one of the elements. Okay, with reference to what? With reference to Warwick model. Now, yes, now before we go and understand the model, okay, and read it in detail or understand in detail, first let us understand the difference between content and context. Okay, because we have used the word content over here, we have used the word context over here. So the main difference between these two terms, okay, is is refers to the either to the topic, you can say, or it is related to the matter of work. So particularly a written work. Okay, whereas when we talk about content is a written work. Like, for example, certain things which are in written format, whereas context is something, okay, which refers to the factors which surround, I mean to say, towards that particular function, or which is next to that functions. So when we say HR context, so HR strategy, how the HR work system is, what the reward work system is, so there are rules and regulations which are written. And context, it means something which is nearby, which is next to, okay, which is a factor which which you can call as factor. Okay, now, so let's understand sorry so let's properly understand this model very well. So when we understand this model, okay, take into consideration, no, that is the business strategy. Here in this model, the business strategy is something, is and the HRM, you can say the HRM context, or the content is like a guest. Okay, the external and internal content is like unlike I mean to say, is the activities that take place, and with the process, with changes with the interaction of either inner environment or an internal environment. So like, if the impact on your inner or outer environment can have an impact on your business strategy, that is a guest of HRM practices or HRM factors. So the strength of this model identifies that important, it identifies, or you can say it classifies the important environmental influences. It also maps the connection between the external and environmental factors, and explore how HRM should adopt them in order to, understand the strategy and run the business. Obviously, those organizations who achieve the alignment, okay, will perform better. So what I'll once again throw a light on this. See, we have outer content and inner content. That is your inner environments and outer environments. Your inner are called as micro, outer are called as macro. So these are the factors through which, the business can get affected, or the business strategies needs to be changed. So if you understand these factors very well, this content very well, the macro and micro, you will be able to develop a proper strategy, and your HRM context or content will be, factors or records will be very well taken care of. But if you fail, if you do not understand the impact of environment, or if you do not have you do not couldn't judge how it is going to impact your business, so obviously your business is going to fail. Why? Because they were not able to, take care. Your business couldn't understand, and how to implement the strategy was a failure. So this is how this model really is important in making the organization understand the impact of the environment, and immediately what strategies to put in use. Then we have, yes, so these four models we have done very well. But apart from that, we also have one model that is called as the Ulrich model. I thought this, yes, they should also, ensure that these models also, very well, because there can be a question on this. So basically, this model is developed by David Ulrich, okay, the one who suggested, that in the organization which carries the operation on a large scale have to get classified into four segments. That is the business partner, strategic partner, you can say, or business partner, administrative expert, okay, then we have the employee champion, and then we have the change agent. So when I say business partner, the partner in strategy execution, you can say, and ensuring that it has developed and put to into effect very well. When we say administrative, it talks about expertises in the organization, for to deliver the administrative efficiency. When we say employee champion, it's a voice of an employee represented. And when we say the change agent, an agent who definitely thinks about improvement or bringing improvement in an organization. So if you see the diagram very well, okay, which is given, it has four quadrants, okay. It talks about the partner developing or align the strategies, assisting the line managers, contributing to the team with decision making, fostering the system thinking, focusing, strategically managing the workforce development. When we say administrative expert, it talks about creating and delivering effective HR processes. Administrative, see this, please keep in mind, managing people, ensuring customer focuses, application of information technology. When we talk about employee champion, it will represent employees. So see, strategies to develop or to enhance human capital, build a workforce with commitment, ensure fair ethical practices for the people, okay, and voice of an employee. So VOE, it's nothing but it's called as voice of an employee. Change agent, when we talk, it's understand the culture, which is effective, which is ineffective, in order to bring improvement, change capability, assisting with the change, a consultant in the change management, or enhances management development. So yes, it also gives concentration towards the people, towards the process, from the future point of view, or including the day-to-day operations. So yes, this is very, very important. So again, in this particular question model, you can get a question that the role of HR, okay, or what are the four models of as per Ulrich. So you should be able to understand the C. You should know the models very well, what it talks, what are important aspects. You should keep that in mind, and that's how you have to ensure that you are, you are keeping the things very up to the point in your mind. So we have completed one HRM topic over here. Now in the next class, I'll just show you the syllabus, what exactly we are going to take in next class. So in next class, we are going to start with human resource planning. So we will just we will divide this session into two, so that you get, easy understanding. So human resource planning, we are going to focus in the next class. Okay. So yes, that's all for the day now. Thank you very much. So just stay tuned for the next video of management, and do not forget what all important points I have told you. You just have to remember your main aim, that you have to crack your UGC net this time. So ensure that paper 1 and paper 2 is done with an equal justice. Okay. So see you soon in the next lecture for the next topic, that is human resource planning. Thank you, everyone.